Once again, warm welcome to all the viewers of this channel. This is Ritik. So today we are going to see the basic concept of runtime polymorphism with the help of real-time example. So before going to the topic, I would like to share my presentation first. So Java majorly consists of two kinds of polymorphism. One is compile-time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. So before we go through the various kinds of polymorphism, let us just have the illusion of what is the basic definitions of polymorphism and what are the exact meanings of polymorphism. Let me just evaluate the first definition of polymorphism in Java. So polymorphism, by the name itself, it suggests poly means many and morph means base. So it means many forms. We can define polymorphism in several forms or several kinds of various elements. So that is defined as the polymorphism. And there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism and another one is runtime polymorphism. We can perform both the polymorphisms in Java. And as a part of this, runtime polymorphism is called as method overloading, method overriding, and compile time polymorphism is called as method overloading. So these two are the two various kinds of polymorphisms. In today's session, we'll just see the basic concept of runtime polymorphism. What is meant by runtime polymorphism? What do you mean by runtime polymorphism? It is nothing but one kind of overriding that takes place in the polymorphic aspects. The overriding in the sense going to replace one method with the other method that is going to deal with the polymorphic aspects. It is shown as the reference method, reference variable of a superclass, and the determination of the method, it is being an object is to be referred with some other aspects or other elements. We can call it the runtime polymorphism as the upcasting. It means we are going to refer the parent class instance variables with the help of and child class objects. So the methods that we have in the parent class are overridden with the child class. This is suggested as the runtime polymorphism. Let us just have one more real-time example, one more reference variables. So it means that the reference variable of a parent class are connected with the objects of the child class, and this is called as the runtime polymorphism. Let us just have the real-time example of the movie Aparachitudu. We have three different characters played by the hero Vikram. One is Rama, another one is Rama, another one is Aparachitudu, another one is Remo. And when we observe the behavioral aspects of Rama, he is silent and he used to follow all the rules and regulations, particularly the protocols, and he basically non-violent in nature. Let us just take Aparachitudu as the another form of Vikram. So he is violent in nature. The behavioral aspects consist of violent in nature. He used to kill the people who does not follow the rules, and these two are mainly termed as the behaviors of Aparachitudu. And let us just move on with the other aspect, the other form of Vikram, that is Remo. He is very much romantic in nature. So when we have the runtime polymorphic aspect, the characterization of Rama is being replaced with the characterization of Aparachitudu, and this is termed as the runtime polymorphism. We can call it as the runtime polymorphism, which means the overridden methods are going to take place in the base class of Rama are replaced with the Aparachitudu class. And when we have another comparison with Aparachitudu and Remo, the characterization of Aparachitudu is overridden with the characterization of Remo. And these two characterizations can be called, and Rama is said to be the base class. So this concept is called as runtime polymorphism. Let us just see with two more examples of programs to have the conclusion of runtime polymorphism aspects. Just a minute. I'll be just going through the programs. Before go through, we write the example of Aparshitru. Let us just consider another example, which is called as, we'll have a class called as bike. So we'll just take one more example as a bike. In this class bike, I am just running a function called as run. And upon this, I'll be just writing one more functionality, that is running. So this run and class bike will become the base class. And now I am going to derive one more class called as Splendor. So class which is called as Splendor. In this Splendor, I am once again going to write the method called as run. In this method, I'll be just giving the same aspects or the same conclusions that I have gone through in the base class. So here Splendor, which has a derivative form of the bike. So every bike consists of its own mileages. So Splendor used to run with a mileage of, with a speed of 60 km/h. So this can be termed as the derived class. So when you observe the example with the base class and the derived class, so we are going to derive the class as the bike. Bike is the similar class. In that bike, we are going to have one method called as run, and we are expanding the bike. So this Splendor class is going to extend all the characteristics of the bike. So the class Splendor is going to extend all the characteristics of the bike. And now I'm going to run the Splendor class. So all these two should be present in one more class. So that is the main class. Now I want to derive the main class. So this main class, it consists of all the derivations or the methods of the bike. So I am just going to derive the class as bike 1. In this bike 1, I am going to derive all the other aspects. So this is the main class, public static void main of string args open braces. I'll be just deriving the method over here. So now what I am going to do is that I am just going to refer the base class or the parent class object with the child class. So the parent class is the bike and the child class is the Splendor. So what I am trying to do, I am trying to assign the object of the parent class. So class is the bike and bike is going to taken as an instance. So now I want to take the instance of the bike, which is called as an object. So bike B, it is called as an object. Now what I am trying to do, I am trying to call the bike B, assign the values of bike B with the Splendor. So what I am trying to do here, I am trying to refer the parent class object with the child class. So the parent class object is going to refer with the child class, and this is called as the polymorphism. So new bike of open braces. So sorry, it's not bike, it's Splendor. New Splendor of open braces. So now when I use it to call the bike B with the run method, I am going to have two methods. One is the run method at the top, another one is the run method at the bottom. So which method will call while using this concept of overriding? So overriding. So first run method is going to replace with the second run method, and it is used to display the code as running with speed of 60 km/h. So this is the one more example of overriding. So let us just consider the same example that I have given in the before program, that is Rama and Remo. So I'll be taking the class as Rama. What is the common property in all is the behavior. So I am taking the behavior as an example. So what is his behavior? He used to be silent. One is silent. Another one is non-violent and following rules. So this can be taken up as the class of Rama. So now what I am trying to do, I am trying to derive the class Aparijita from Rama. So this is termed as APR. I will be just naming the class as APR, which is derived from the class Rama. It is also going to have the same class as the behavior. So now I am going to take the behavior as an example. So here I am defining the behavior. So in this behavior, what is the exact behavior of Aparijita? Used to kill the people who will not follow the rules. So killing people who will not follow the rules. So we have termed with two classes. One is the base class Rama. From the base class, we have derived the class Aparijita, which is derived from the Rama. And now with the help of the derived class, this derived class, I'll be deriving one more class, which is called as Remo. So what it extends, it is going to extend. So not extend, it is going to extends the class Rama. And here what I am trying to do, I have one more function called as behavior. What is the behavior of Remo? As I have said, he used to have the romantic behavior. So system.out.println. So what is the behavior? It is romantic. So I'll be just closing the class demo over here. Now what I want to do, I need to derive the one more class, that is the main class. So which is the main class? So hero Vikram is have the main class. So here Vikram is going to play as the main class. He used to play all the roles. Now I need to define Vikram with V. So first I need to refer the Vikram V object with another object which is called as another class. I need to call another class. So first class is the APR class. So after Rama, what is the main class that is derived? That is APR class. So now I am calling the APR class. So by just calling the V dot behavior, the first class is called. So now what I want to do, I need to call another class. I need to assign another class with the variable V. So V is assigned to another behavior, which is Remo class. So first I have assigned with Aparijita class, another I have assigned with Remo class. So like this, we can call the two functions at an instance of time. So this is termed as the basic runtime polymorphism. So we'll just see the execution of this particular program to have the ideology or vision of this particular program. Okay. So now we need to run the program. So what is the major class? It is Vikram. So class Vikram dot Java. So Java say Vikram dot Java. Java Vikram. So it is used to override the two methods, that is base class of Rama are being overridden with two methods. One is violent and killing people who abuses the rules. Another one is romantic. So likewise, we can display all the base classes with the help of the overridden class. So this is the major aspect of runtime polymorphism. I request the viewers to kindly see the video up to the end and attempt the quiz that is given in the description below. After that, if there are any queries, you can ping up. I request all the viewers to subscribe this channel for more videos on polymorphism. In the next video, we'll see the concept of static polymorphism. Thank you all for watching this video.